Doing well. I thought I would give this a shot at going live. I'm just trying to, it's taking too long for videos to upload, right? And so that causes me to seem inconsistent to the YouTube algorithm. And I just want to see if this is something that will work. So today's question is, what is your energy towards your person? Like, how are you feeling about them? So we're going to start with this deck here. And I hope that you're doing well. Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this opportunity to come here today. And thank you for your grace, your mercy, your protection, your insight. Please use me as a conduit to transfer wisdom, knowledge, and information to the viewer, to the subscriber, to the cross-watcher, to the person that comments and shares and likes. Be it thumbs up or thumbs down, all of it helps, so thank you. And I appreciate you. I appreciate you taking the time to listen and that you've been drawn here. Okay. You know what I should do? Let me... Oh, when I'm recording, I can't make it. Well, that's good to know. So I'm going to have to stay in this. Okay. Consciousness. Can you see that? Oh, good, it does. Okay, hold on. I don't know if that helps. But this card is consciousness. There's more of an awareness that's happening here. I feel like there's more discernment. And so the question is, what is your energy towards your person? So you met them when you were at a certain level. You met them when they were at a certain level, right? And over your experiences over time, you have elevated. You've become more discerning. You have taken away excess. You're able to see things like razor sharp, like a bullseye is what I'm seeing. The other thing that this has done, it allows you to see your person for who they are. So this initial way that you saw them is not how you see them now. It's not how you see them now. Oh. Stop. I don't know if you were the runner or the chaser in this scenario, but you've stopped. The things that you used to do for them, you've stopped. And it could be on either side of the fence. It could have been that you were doing everything and speaking words of affirmation and trying to uplift them, and you realize that didn't do anything. Or you realize that you were being harsh and difficult and doing the most where your person was concerned, and so you've stopped that as well. So it just depends on what side of the coin that you're on. But I feel it's more of all that catering that you were doing, all that wishing and hoping that you were doing, the way in which you used to hope that things would turn out. You have stopped that. The situation is such that you put that on pause. Please give me more information as to how this person is feeling about their person. What is the energy that they have towards them? There's a shift. There's a shift in your consciousness. There's a shift in your being. What you would have accepted before is no longer acceptable because your self-worth has improved. It's increased. You sit on the throne. You appreciate yourself. You are less foggy. This gray color reminds me of fog, right? It's cloudy, it's murky, it's unsure. And you've stopped doing the things that affected your root chakra and your sacral chakra. So your root is your foundation, your security. Okay, Google, what is the sacral chakra?
According to Wikipedia, Svadhisthana is the second primary chakra according to Hindu Tantrism. This chakra is said to be blocked by fear, especially the fear of death. Opening this chakra can boost creativity, manifested desire, and confidence.
Yeah, so you've stopped doing things that oppose you, that stop going against you, that sabotage you. You've stopped the self-sabotage because however you were dealing with this person was actually hurting you. It wasn't benefiting you. And now you're just not doing that now. Okay, what is the energy that the viewer, subscriber, cross-watcher has towards their person? And what is the energy? What is the energy? Spirit, thank you. Thank you for this insight. Thank you for the growth that they've endured, that they've overcome. What is the energy here? What is the energy? Oh. Okay. Magic. Surrender and abundance. I love that. And we've got two gray cards here. You're surrendering to what is. You're gaining an understanding that you're not going to know everything. You are not an all-seeing eye. That there is a force, a greater force, God, whether you consider God to be a woman or a man, God, Spirit is overseeing this. There's enlightenment on this trail. There's some correlation here between these two cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. I feel like you've learned to surrender everything, right? Like you were trying to fill in the gaps on this timeline that you couldn't explain. You were trying to fill in explanation that you didn't have. And it was actually crazy making. And that's one of the reasons why you stopped. You've learned to allow the magic to come into the situation. You've allowed divine timing. I see the moon here. There's things that are hidden. I also see the sun. And so you've received specific information with regards to your situation. I am hearing that the closure that you're looking for is internal. The closure that you're looking for, honestly, it really doesn't come from the other person. It comes from you. It comes from you not continuing to fill in the gaps with stories, but to allow God to send the signs and the answers and the insight that you're looking for. And the thing is, now that you've stopped fighting this situation, now that you've elevated and relaxed into knowingness and trusting the divine, abundance is yours. There's a fertility here for you. There is like specifically with this card, I'm feeling Empress. I'm feeling Empress here. With this card, I'm feeling Hangman, the stop card. I'm feeling Hangman because you've stopped doing something. You've gained a new perspective. You've been illuminated and elevated. And you've been through enough now to know that the divine means well for you, that they want your best and your highest good, and you're able to relax and to surrender into it. So you're not all that worried about your person as you used to be. All right. Despondence. You see? This card here, there's a separation, right? So the story is that this woman here, whatever we call her, Sally, okay? Sally was sad, depressed, lonely, stuck. Sally was aware, she became aware that where she wasn't serving her. In her consciousness, in her evolution, she then cried out, whether this is Mother Earth or the female God, she cried out to a higher being or cried out to her higher self or elevated self, asking for guidance and clarity as to what she needed to do. And the answer back was that you need to start taking action. There are things that you need to do. This is amazing that this card would come out. There are things that you need to be doing, Sally. Being all upset in the face, if you see her face there, she's miserable. You need to take action in order to move your life forward and to bring new energy into your life. And so she did things, simple things like brushing her teeth, combing her hair, making her bed, doing the dishes, taking the garbage out, tidying up her place. Did she want to do it? No. Did she feel up to it? No. And then there was word that a storm was coming, bad weather was coming, and that kicked Sally into high gear. Sally started checking in on her neighbors, getting food supplies together. Sometimes you have to do something even though you don't feel like it, because it is the momentum, it is the action that will help to carry you forward. And so there were things that Sally had to stop doing as she became more conscious that the place where she was not where she needed to be. And I think that's what you're realizing about your person. That the magic, that the way to turn things around is to actually take action and surrender to the outcome, because it's bringing you abundance. Despondence. Sally had to reconnect to what was important and valuable for herself. And you'll see that there's growth, right? There's growth now, and these are supposed to be coins. And so the growth and the multitude and the multiplication and the improvement is not just financial, but it is also spiritual. It is connection, it is relationships, it is personal growth. It is creativity. And by becoming conscious and stopping certain behaviors, that made space for the magic to come in. That made room. And in the making of the room, it gave Sally confidence to know that she can relax and trust, and that abundance was on the way. Is there anything else that you want to share with us about how the viewer feels about their person? Because there's a change. There's a change in the atmosphere. The tide has changed directions. There's a change. Okay. I love this magic. I believe miracle needs to go there. Impasse belongs there. And perseverance belongs here. Wow. Okay, let's pull this down. Now, I mean, miracle goes without saying. I think the story for miracle from here has to do with the woman going shopping. She received the incorrect amount of change, and then she went back and gave it back to the cashier. The cashier didn't realize that she gave her too much money back. But because of this woman's honesty, she unlocked something in her life. She unlocked numerous miracles. And for you, again, that's the magic, right? So in a way, continue being honest and good and authentic to yourself, doing what is right even when people aren't looking, because the divine is looking, the divine is seeing and paying attention to what you're doing. This surrender, meaning when you want to do something and you come up against something, something is in your way, there's a block, whether you are blocking yourself, right? Or whether there's a person that's preventing you from going forward. This impasse means that you need to look for a different way to solve the situation. You can go over it, around it, under it, through it, right? Use your skills, use your magic, use the opposite energy of despondence to push you forward. Do not remain or become complacent. Because oftentimes, which is funny because of this perseverance, when there is a block, it's, they say it's just a few more steps or a bit more effort in order to get to what it is that you want, because what you want wants you. This is a test. Your ability to overcome this impasse, to remain positive, to trust divine to take you through, to persevere and not give up, will lead you to your abundance. Your energy towards your person at this time is for you to realize that they are a test, that they in a way are a lock, and your perspective on this situation is the key that will unlock abundance and magic for you and allow you to continue to persevere and to improve and develop your connection and partnership with divine. Also, this situation will allow you to transform, because this here is, I think it's a story of a woman. I don't know if she was an opera singer or performer or something, and I don't know, the night wasn't going well, and she took her wings off and she quit. If you quit, you're going to end up right back here on the negative side of things. This is a call to you not to quit. Don't quit on yourself. You asked your higher self for guidance. They told you the steps that you need to take. It's not all going to be easy. There will be times when you're blocked. You'll meet an impasse. You'll have to stop. But you are to persevere, because you, my dear, are worthy and worth it. You really, really are. And there's so much abundance waiting for you. So much good that's waiting for you. Give me 1 second. I'm going to run and get a deck that speaks to what you're calling in. Hold on. Okay. So I brought 2 decks. And the reason why you actually, in case you didn't know, the reason why that you were actually able to get up and go and to start doing something new and making changes is because the pain of where you were was too much to continue to stay there. Okay, Google, definition of despondence, please.
On the website Merriam-Webster.com, they say, feeling or showing extreme discouragement, dejection, or depression, despondent about his health.
Yep. Yep. That makes total and complete sense. All right. And so I brought my circles of healing, and 2 cards fell out. The first card says cleansed and energized. The sacral chakra births radical loving change to transform potential into paradise and dreams into destiny. How perfect is that? How perfect. Let's do that again. So you're cleansed and energized because we asked about your energy towards your person. And this cleansing is part of your healing, right? Part of it is being purified in the fire. Purified in the fire. Your sacral chakra, which we talked about, which had to do with you pushing through fear, which would allow you to be creative. This chakra births radical loving change to transform potential, right? So transform magic or miracles, potential, into paradise, and dreams into destiny. So potential into pentacles and dreams into destiny. You must continue to persevere. You must continue to persevere. I love that. I think I need to, can I do this? If I do that, will you see? No, you cannot see. Sorry, I just want to make sure you've got it all here. All right. And so I went to grab a card, my deck. This is the deck that I wanted to let you know about the abundance that you're pulling in towards you. Okay. So let's take a look at that. What is the abundance that you're pulling in towards yourself? Oh. This abundance, what is it that you're pulling in towards yourself? My true safety lies in my capacity to align with the love of the universe. And I think it's so perfect because this card actually belongs between surrender and abundance, because your ability to feel safe and to align requires a level of trust and surrender. And then that alignment will help to bring the abundance in. I'm doing this recording live. I'm not sure how to do this. But I see that I think I have one viewer here. If you would like me to pull a card for you, I'm happy to do so. If you don't want me to pull a card for you, that's fine too. But I just want to pull a card to tell you thank you for showing up. I don't know if I could see anything here in the chat, but I will keep going. What else? What else? Because you, well, let's see. I'm in awe. I've never seen this card. Of the magnificence guidance that's available to me. Yes. It's that surrender, that magic. And this guidance is going to help you to push through the despondence and the impasse. Right on. What else out? My greatest spiritual shifts don't come through force. Woo! They come through freedom, magic, and miracle. Yes. And then here, the more I attune my energy with appreciation, the more the universe will deliver. And again, that ties right back to abundance. I think that's gorgeous. That is gorgeous. Holy moly. This was a really nice reading. I don't know if you have a question for me. I'm going to log off. I just want to thank you so much, though, for coming by and checking out my reading. You know what I will do? I will pull a card for you, even though you haven't asked a question. What does this viewer need to know most? What does this viewer need to know most? I'll pull two cards because I'm hearing that I need to pull one of these and a healing card for you. So I'm going to give you two cards. What does this viewer need to know most right now? What do they need to know most? Great Holy Spirit, thank you. What do they need to know most right now? If they'll allow me to tap in so that I can get the answer, I'd appreciate that. What is it that they need to know? When I introduce joy into a situation, I change the vibrational frequency of what's happening around. Introduce joy. I want you to find things in your life to be grateful for. If you feel that things are fairly good for you, introduce more joy, right? Do something kind for somebody, someone you don't know, right? It's easy to do stuff for the people that we know, but what about the ones that we don't know, or even someone you're not too fond of, okay? So when I introduce joy into a situation, I change the vibrational frequency of what's happening around me. That's letting you know that you have control over your situation, right? You're not just some cog in a wheel. You have control. You can change the vibration. You can. Let's see here. These round cards are a bit difficult to shuffle. Can you please give me the right card for this viewer? The right card for them, this one, okay? It says here, I am held safely in the embrace of unconditional love. I rest my soul and enter a sacred sanctuary of rejuvenation and restoration. I have a feeling that you might be doing a lot of stuff for people that don't necessarily appreciate you. And it is time to turn the lens inward, okay? It is time for you to relax. You see this card over here about surrender? Maybe this reading is just for you. This card about surrender and relaxing into things. Relax into it. Know that you are unconditionally protected and you are safe. There's love there for you. This is a time for rest. You can't be going all the time. You need to allow yourself to be guided. And I'm pulling out these green cards because there is abundance for you. But it's very hard for you to capture that abundance when you're tired as hell. It's almost impossible. You can't give as much as you need to. I am asking you, I'm being told to tell you to rest your soul, rest your mind, to repair, to find peace. I'm seeing all this green. You need to spend time going outside and walking. Walk by the water, take your shoes off, and stand in the grass and touch a tree. I kid you not. You will feel energetically, vibrationally different. You will. I do it every so often. I will do it every so often. As a matter of fact, I have no idea who I'm talking to, but I just bought a money tree. I call it wealth. I bought 2 orchids. The pink orchid is called promise. The white orchid is called wisdom. And every morning, and I have another plant because my dad died. Every morning, I wake up, I stretch, and I go to each plant and I tell it thank you. I say, God, thank you for the wisdom, the wealth, and the promise in my life. Thank you for the lessons that I learned from my father. Understand? We need to put and create our environment the way that we want it. I want wealth. I want the promises of God. I want the promises of my higher self. And I want wisdom. And so I have those things in my house in a physical way and as a plant because that is growth. That is abundance. Those are my dreams that are going to come to pass. And I want the same for you. So today, I don't care if it's a seed and some soil. You get a plant and you speak life to that, because in speaking life to the plant, you're speaking life to yourself. You, my friend, you have magnificent guidance that is available to you. And in that guidance, in that spiritual shift, is your freedom. So I'm asking you, I'm telling you, become unburdened and don't let whatever is locking you keep you from persevering and attaining and achieving what it is that you want, because a miracle is there for you. And it's magic. It's all magic. It's yours. It's yours. So thank you for watching. I hope this reading was helpful to you, and especially to the person that's viewing. Take care. God bless. Be blessed and be a blessing. Bye.